Hey friends, it's Christine here from the Squeaky Wheel Farm, and today we're going to dive into one of summer's sweetest treasures, fresh picked sweet corn. Now I'm going to show you how to spot the freshest ears, some tasty ways to preserve it. I'll also show you some delicious ways to cook it. And in a moment I'm going to show you my very favorite way for cooking sweet corn. It's very fast, it's delicious, it retains that flavor, and you won't want to miss this tip. And let's get started. So what you're looking for are bright green husks that are tightly wrapped around the cob. And the silks, those tassel things that are at the top, they should be golden brown and a little sticky, not all black and dried out. This is pretty much perfect. Next, you want to give it a gentle squeeze, and you should feel very firm kernels from top to bottom. And a full ear, you shouldn't be feeling that you're missing any of those kernels. And here's a pro tip. If you press a kernel with your thumbnail, it should release a milky fluid. If it's watery or really starchy, it's beyond prime. And here's another tip. This is one thing that I do every year, and it's really helped us. If you can see that I've got corn in varying stages of development, and that helps me because I don't have corn over just a week or two. I've got corn for more than a month, and I can take my time preserving what I have if it's more than what we can eat. So consider doing some staggered planting when you're planting your garden next year. And here's another pro tip. You want to use your sweet corn just as soon as you can after you pick it, because those sugars start to turn to starches and it loses its flavor. So make sure that you use it as soon as possible, or take the time to preserve it so that you can retain that wonderful flavor. The season for sweet corn is pretty short. But there's plenty of ways that you can preserve it to keep that freshness and that wonderful taste all year long. Now here are some of my favorites. You can obviously freeze it. You can freeze it on the cob or off the cob, but it's better if you blanch it first. Just dip it for a couple of minutes in some boiling water and then quickly immerse it into some ice water to stop the cooking process. And then from there you can either pat it dry and then put it into some freezer bags, or cut it off the cob. It'll save a lot of freezer space. Now if you do choose to cut your kernels off the cob, make sure you spread them on a cookie sheet in a single layer and pop them into the freezer. That'll make a nice loose corn so that you can grab a couple of handfuls out as you need them. If you don't need a whole bag full, well, that's a perfect way to add a few kernels to some chilies or soups or stews. Now you can pressure can it as well, and I do a lot of that for storage, just to have shelf-stable food in my pantry. But you're not able to water bath can it because it's a low-acid food, so make sure you get your pressure canner out and do it the proper way. If you have a freeze dryer, you can certainly preserve some that way, but I don't. I do, however, have a dehydrator, and I often will dehydrate some sweet corn just to add a few handfuls here and there to a casserole or a soup or a stew that I'm going to be making in the wintertime. It's an excellent way to store sweet corn. It does take some time for it to rehydrate, but it's a great way to store items because it takes up less space. And if you choose to dehydrate some sweet corn, it's wonderful for grinding up and making that delicious cornbread. Do you have a favorite way of making sweet corn? Of preserving sweet corn, or just how do you cook it? Add it in the comments below. I'm really interested to hear. Now let's talk some of the ways that you can cook sweet corn. Now one of the great things about sweet corn is it can be so versatile. You could have it as a whole meal all by itself, or it could be a healthy snack. It could be an ingredient in one of your dishes or a side dish to a meal that you're making. But what I believe is one of the best things about sweet corn is pretty much everybody loves it. Now you can put it in the oven. Say if you've got another meal that you're preparing, maybe you're baking some chicken and you just want a side dish, you can throw some sweet corn in there along with the chicken and it'll do just fine. One of the most obvious ways to cook sweet corn is in a pot of boiling water. Just add a little bit of salt, bring it to a boil, then add your corn. 3 to 5 minutes should do the trick. Now you do have to take the husks off, and you gotta get all those pesky little silks off. But this is a really easy way to cook sweet corn. Now, in addition to boiling sweet corn, a lot of people like to roast it on their grill. Just put that in the sink and soak it in some salty water, and then throw that right on the grill, right in the husks. They'll steam that corn and make it have just a wonderful, delicious roasted flavor. You'll want to try that. Just salt your water really generous. And add your ears into the sink to soak. It doesn't have to be for long, but I leave them in there at least long enough to make sure that, that they're well hydrated. And then if there was any bugs, boy, I'd see them floating to the top. And now for my favorite method of cooking sweet corn. I take it right from the stalk and put it into my kitchen sink, and I fill it with some salty water. And then from there, after it's soaked for a few minutes, I'll pop one ear at a time into the microwave for 4 minutes on high. I don't husk it, I don't take the silks off, just put the whole thing in the microwave. Now be careful when you take it out because it's going to be hot. You'll need a pot holder or a towel. But after you let it cool for a few minutes, those silks are going to slide right off. You won't be picking those little hairs off of your ears of corn. And then from there, just add some butter and some salt, and you've got a delicious meal. And it doesn't get any easier than that. Once you use this method, you'll never use any other way. So there you have it. That's how I preserve and cook my sweet corn. If you got value from this video, watch this next. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Well, that's all I've got for you today. Thanks for watching. Oh, and one more thing. I hope to see you again soon.